Hey, Raging Rancor here. Is Kathleen Kennedy going to give up Star Wars to Jon Favreau? Let's dive into it. This is the latest juicy rumor that's going around. Before I get it too far, please hit like, please subscribe, and as I'm talking, comment below. Let me know what you're thinking about this latest crazy rumor. Okay, let's get into it. Kathleen Kennedy rumored to give up Star Wars to Jon Favreau willingly. A big franchise like Star Wars has a lot of people working behind the scenes to make all the various live-action shows and movies happen. But recently on the big screen, Star Wars has faced more criticism rather than appreciation. Really. We are talking about the sequel trilogy of movies which received mixed reviews from both fans and critics. Mixed. Poisoned the fan base. However, fans have only targeted one person behind the scenes for the sequel movie shortcomings. That's absolutely not true. They've also targeted Rian Johnson. We all know that this is Kathleen Kennedy, according to this site, which this is already bullshit, but whatever. She is the current Lucasfilm head and the final authority on anything that happens in our beloved galaxy far, far away. Now, she hasn't exactly been in the good books of the fans after Star Wars The Last Jedi released to less than appreciative reviews. So, due to this, fans have been clamoring for her firing, or at least for her to leave her post. Now it looks like those fans might get their wish because there are rumors of a civil war currently happening inside of Lucasfilm. Of course, we've been hearing rumors of the civil war forever. News in the air is that Filoni and Favreau reportedly have different ideas about Star Wars and where to take it. According to the site Giant Freaking Robot, this feud is less of a power struggle and more like Kennedy wants Favreau to take over the reins of Star Wars from her once her contract ends this year. So it definitely looks like she is backing Favreau to take over from her, according to this article. Also, the site says that both of them are on pleasant terms, and whatever disagreements were there before were just work-related, and it's common for that to happen in this business. While this might seem like the ideal scenario for many Star Wars fans, but the issue is with the Pablo Hidalgo story group. They want The Mandalorian to be more like a D&D campaign, more aesthetic, less narrative. But Kennedy and Favreau want something more traditional. I don't know about what Kennedy wants, and I certainly don't care about what Pablo wants. Pablo is, right up there with Rian Johnson and KK for destroying Star Wars and taking it down the wrong road. Will Favreau be taking over, or will Favreau taking over be the right decision? Will this really be the right decision? After all, KK is still one of the top producers in the business, and her resume attests to her good decisions. In fact, it must be said that her attempts haven't led to complete failure. Not many fans like to accept it, but The Mandalorian actually happened only because KK gave it the green light. So another alternative can be to extend Kennedy's contract and let Favreau and Kennedy continue on in the positions they are in. After all, The Mandalorian and the other spin-off shows all set to happen exactly as planned. It seems like making them continue their working relationship right now is the correct decision. Okay. I call bullshit. I don't believe this article at all. This is the latest rumor that's going around that Kathleen Kennedy is willingly going to give Jon Favreau the throne of Lucasfilm. And I don't see that happening at all. In fact, hell no. Knowing what I know about Kathleen Kennedy, she likes the power and she is not going to give that up willingly. Certainly not to somebody that has a different vision from her. Now, if she decided to retire or do something else, she would pick a hand-picked person that has the same vision as her. For example, Pablo Hidalgo or Rian Johnson. Although more likely she would choose a female. This is Kathleen Kennedy after all. So I call bullshit on this article. This is a lame rumor, probably put out by Kathleen Kennedy herself to make herself look better, to make things appear less divisive in Lucasfilm, to make it appear as if there's a civil war. and that everything is chummy chummy. But if you've been paying attention to the rumors and the events coming out of Lucasfilm, you know that things are not chummy chummy. There is pretty solid evidence that Jon Favreau basically had to lock Kathleen Kennedy out of the editing room of The Mandalorian and had to lay false trails for her with regard to the finale of The Mandalorian Season 2. He couldn't let her know that Luke Skywalker was coming back triumphant and that he was going to redeem Luke Skywalker, at least in part. Luke Skywalker can never fully be redeemed until the sequel trilogy is rendered non-canon, or at least that there's an alternate timeline created where the events of the sequel trilogy did not happen. Because Luke, they ruined Luke Skywalker in the sequel trilogy. But I won't get on that train right now. But that is obviously hugely important and something that Jon Favreau was trying to address with the finale of The Mandalorian Season 2 and hopefully going forward. Hopefully we'll see more of Luke Skywalker. I'm really hoping that he gets his own show because I think that it's going to take something like that to redeem the character of Luke Skywalker in addition to decanonizing The Last Jedi. He also needs his own show, and my reasons for that aren't simply to redeem him, but because of The Last Jedi, but to redeem him because of the prequels. Luke Skywalker is the hero of Star Wars. He is, Star Wars is famous for being the perfection of the hero's journey, the Campbellian hero's journey. Of course, I'm talking about the original trilogy. That is one of the things that it was most famous for, as for perfecting this hero's journey. And Luke Skywalker, of course, was that hero. So he became the greatest hero of popular American culture. And in the prequels, obviously he wasn't in the prequels, and then the Clone Wars happened, and then Rebels happened. And so now there's a whole lot of Star Wars content, in fact, massive amounts of it, that don't have Luke Skywalker in it. So the hero of Star Wars is not in most of Star Wars. So that is why I very much support a Luke Skywalker TV show if it's done by Jon Favreau. If it's done by Pablo Hidalgo, then screw that noise. Anyway, those are my thoughts. What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't hit like, please hit like. That really helps. So does commenting. Also, please hit subscribe and follow me in the future. I've got a lot more coming. Keep it cool. Talk to you next time. Raging Rancor out.